Next up, we have cloud conformity. So if you're building and architecting systems, you want to be using well-architected frameworks to ensure that you're cost optimized, you're focused on doing security correct, and you also, oh please, yeah, come on up. But applying those best practices is much easier with cloud conformity. So can you talk a little bit about what cloud conformity is?
Absolutely. So first of all, my name's Michael. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cloud Conformity, which is a continuous security, compliance, and cost management platform specific to AWS. So the idea is we simplify the complex challenge of actually maintaining velocity with AWS, as well as making sure that customers can actually leverage the full power of the cloud while maintaining security and best practice compliance at all times.
Cool. And I really love how this product kind of speaks for itself. So I would love to kind of get the dashboard and up and showing it.
Let's do it.
And how long have you guys been around and working on this?
So we've been around for about 2.5 years. So myself and Mike actually worked together at a previous organization implementing the cloud at that place. So we started to build this in the background and realized quite quickly there's a huge need in the market. So spent about 18 months doing R&D and then had a fairly extensive beta process with some large customers in the APAC region, which is where our company's based, and then commercially launched earlier this year.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look. Because it's a product that once you see it, you're like, oh, there's so much value here immediately.
And that was the idea. We tried to build a really simplistic dashboard, so there's effectively no training or learning once you plug in the tool. You link your AWS accounts, you get that single pane of glass
I would hop
view.
off Wi-Fi and then just use the Ethernet. Yeah, okay.
And effectively, as soon as somebody logs in, they know exactly what they need to do. You can see your overall compliance score on the first dashboard. So we've gone through the process here of registering and adding our AWS accounts. So we can see the AWS accounts are listed down the side here. We've just jumped into the IDE account, which is one of the demo accounts here. You can see the overall compliance status against the well-architected framework, as well as various other industry compliance standards. You can jump straight in there if you wanted to and actually see what are my most critical failures across this particular account or all accounts if I wanted to look at the all accounts dashboard. And if we look at the first one here in the list, access keys rotated within 90 days, you can see the service, the category, and the risk level. And then the idea here is every single rule within our rules engine, which is evolving on a weekly basis, has a detailed rationale and resolution page. So the idea is you don't always need to have your certified AWS engineers, which are in high demand, resolving these issues. Anybody can come in here, understand what the violation is, why it's important, why they need to act immediately, and then they've actually got the detailed remediation steps both in the console and the command line. So really empowering the organizations to understand what's going on and how to fix it.
What I love about that is it's educating users also.
Exactly
yes, you can do it automatically, but if you want to know how to do best practice and where this option is when you're building next time, yeah, you're training and enforcing good behavior.
And this is how we actually manage to get most of our customers. Their knowledge base is public, so anyone can go there and it's a nice just learning portal for their staff. And then they start to realize it'd be great to have these things scanned automatically and build it into their daily workflow effectively.
I mean, I see a lot of companies are just starting out. They get really excited looking at all these services they can build with, and they start building without thinking about proper architecture, proper cost considerations. So this lets them build quickly, then run your tool, and then scale down to just what they need and lock down permissions that are safe for their application.
Exactly right, and we've also got the ability for them to drill into a pillar with a well-architected framework as well. So larger organizations might have a team that are looking after reliability, so their team can effectively go, what are my vulnerabilities or reliability issues? Click that and I get my 200 reliability issues rather than filtering through security and cost and performance and efficiency.
Yep.
The other thing that is probably just worth highlighting as well is going beyond that audit and compliance side of things is the real-time threat monitoring, user activity and event log. So the idea here is going beyond just that reactive, what is my infrastructure state in terms of compliance, getting and it looks like we've got some connectivity issues, getting a real-time view, probably 20 to 30 seconds delayed in terms of who's accessing my infrastructure, what changes are they making, and then what potential threats does that actually pose. So if you think of an organization that has data sovereignty issues, they could build an SNS integration with our tool to say, if somebody spins up a resource outside of, say, Sydney, if that's their data regulatory restriction, send me an SMS in real time, and then potentially get into the auto remediation to go and destroy that resource and make sure my business isn't at risk. So probably a good chance just for Mike to explain how that auto remediation works and and why we've gone down the path of what we call risk-free auto-remediation.
Thanks, Michael. My name is Mike. I'm the CTO of Cloud Conformity. So basically for the security folks out there, we're trying to provide 3 different security controls. Preventative, so we provide you with the ability to scan your CloudFormation templates. We tell you if there is anything wrong with the CloudFormation template. Once those cloud templates are deployed, we provide you with detection controls. So when we look at your AWS infrastructure, we tell you this S3 bucket is open, and the new addition to this is the ability to basically auto-remediate the problems. So a classic example is somebody opens up S3 bucket. In real time, we identify that, we send a message to the SNS topic residing in your AWS account, and we also provide you with a bunch of Lambda functions that know how to basically close security gaps for you. And then you get an SMS on phone call knowing about the issue. At the same time, the issue is resolved automatically for you. So the S3 bucket goes public. We pick that up in real time, and then we close the S3 bucket security gap in real time for you.
And this is a full open source project that's available today.
So this project is open source now. We do encourage you to basically contribute to this project. For now, we have 10 Lambda functions in this open source project, but in the engine we have 350 rules, and we're adding rules to the engine weekly, but we are planning to expand on the auto-remediation quite quickly.
Excellent. And I mean, you must deal with a tremendous amount of events at all random hours a day as you're basically analyzing and inspecting these. So how do you manage that scale? What does your infrastructure look like to support that?
Yeah, so we use a serverless architecture. So we use services like Kinesis, for example, DynamoDB, KMS, API Gateway, Lambda, to basically have an architecture in place where we can basically scale easily. Kinesis is a very good service, so we get all the updates from your account in real time. Whatever you're clicking on your console dashboard or whatever change you're making, we get a copy of event through CloudWatch event rules sent to us, and then we run that through our comprehensive rule engine, and we notify you if there is any issue with those changes that you are making.
And I also believe you guys are big users of step functions.
Yeah, that's correct. So we use step function to orchestrate a lot of Lambda functions that we have. So today we have 300 Lambda functions. So for each and every action on the UI or in the background, we have a Lambda function. So to be able to orchestrate those Lambda functions together and have retry mechanism, exception handling, and many other features, we use step function. Without step function, we couldn't scale this to this size.
Excellent. I mean, with such an advanced architecture, I usually like to ask people where they see their architecture going in 6 or 12 months. That might be a very difficult question to ask, but I still want to ask it. Do you see any big changes or new things you want to start playing with?
Definitely. So we look at other AWS services as well. For example, for CI/CD pipeline, we use Code Pipeline, Code Commit, and these services. And we were basically one of the first few AWS customers starting with playing with those services. And at this stage, we're quite happy with the serverless frameworks that we have, but we're looking at the Elasticsearch service as a data source as well, just because DynamoDB, to the scale that we are working with it, it's a bit difficult to basically scale. I mean, I know it's very scalable, but at the same time, we have a lot of dimensions to query on. DynamoDB is not really designed for that sort of workload.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty, right? You can find the exact product or service you're offering, and there's a way to run it efficiently within AWS. So.
And as long as you have the automation in place, you can basically take a service, play with it for a while. If you're happy, you can replace part of your architecture easily.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank both of you for taking the time to chat with us. And if somebody wants to locate and find you here at reInvent, just tweet at you? Or?
At Cloud Conformity, and we're also hosting drinks again at the Venetian Courtyard. I think, do you know the restaurant name? We'll put it on Twitter
Yeah,
anyway.
you put it on Twitter.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you very much.
Nice to
really
meet you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.